Hello, YouTube. Probably. I don't know if I'll upload this. I'm gonna do something a little different today. As most people know, I love medieval style weapons, melee weapons, yada yada. My favorite are axes, but I'm also partial to clubs and hammers. My favorite being the Japanese Kanabo. So I've been swinging this around a lot. I practice a lot. Um, I would be outside, but the last time I had my axes outside, I almost got the cops called on me because people are stupid. It blows my mind. I live in an open carry state, which I'm cool with, right? So you see people from time to time walk around with their guns on their hips. Nobody says a word. Some guy goes out in his backyard with a big axe and swings it around in cool ways. Oh my God, there's a problem. Fucking pisses me off. But anyway, in the study of Japanese weapons, it's called kata, which means martial arts. Okay, basically, there's a dude on YouTube. He has a couple videos. Ben, I can't remember his last name, but he's made videos with the kanabo, swinging them around, different flows or kata, and I always thought that would be cool to do. So, yeah, I just want to show mine off. This is 8 pounds. It is made of ash with, to me, these are roofing nails. They look like roofing nails. I've done roofing before. That's a roofing nail. But that's fine. I don't like the stupid studded things on there anyway. I would prefer this because it's not going to fall out. So this is 8 pounds. And one of the reasons I want to make this is because a lot of people in the HEMA community will tell you that something like this is way too heavy to be used as an actual weapon. Even Thran does it, says shit like that, and it's annoying because like they're not too heavy to use in combat. Not even the large axe that I have that you've all seen. That axe alone, the head on that thing is 6.5 pounds. This is 8 pounds spread across the entire width. It's about 50 inches. So it's a bunch of bullshit. I'm of the opinion that medieval weapons were a hell of a lot heavier than what people say they are. Yeah, swords probably weren't, but there were some big ass swords. If you look at the actual tapestries and shit, the axe heads are enormous. The maces are huge. I don't know. You try putting people in armor with a 2-pound mace, and you smack them with the mace doesn't do anything. If you hit them with this though, it's gonna fuck them up. But anyway, let's get with some swings. Basic flurry. As you can tell, it's not slow. It's not slow by any fucking means. That's pretty fast. And because it's a club, you don't have to worry about edge alignment. You connect someone any part of this at those speeds, they're gonna feel it. But also, if you're more one-on-one, because the moveset, if you will, that I've come up with is mainly for area denial. It's not really geared towards one-on-one. Somebody could potentially get around you, you're good. This, I like the spinny shit. It's more cinematic, if you will. And for what I primarily use this shit for is a form of exercise. So getting that kind of movement is good for that. But for one-on-one, you would hold it like a staff. This is essentially a heavy war staff, especially the long ones. Okay, this is a mid-sized Kanabo. So you just thrust. You smack people. You use your typical staff moves, and then you have the two hands to kind of go back and then load up a powerful strike once you have them down. I like that flip over the head. Works the shoulders pretty well. And due to the length, you can even do a step back while attacking with that motion. So it's good. It works. People who say these are too heavy are either weak as hell or they just never tried. When I tried it, it was very difficult at first. I just had to practice with it. I've had this for about a year now. And at first I was like, oh my God, this is way too heavy. Like, no way this was practical. But it just took a bit of time. And you get it. A lot of spins, smashes. I am going a bit slower now. I want to make sure y'all can see it in the camera here. So it's not at speed like that. And also I'm talking, so I don't want to But yeah, they're quite usable. Very wieldy weapons, contrary to what some people will say. People are like, oh my God, you can't, they'd be like, but halberds were only like 5 pounds. Just smacking an empty almond milk container. Just, that's one strike. I didn't put my body into it, just baseball swinging. Boom, crushed. That's empty. It's empty. To me, hitting empty bottles, like if you're gonna cut stuff and you cut through an empty bottle or something like this, that's more impressive because there's no resistance. So if it's an axe and you cut through something empty, it means your fucking axe is sharp as hell. Or your sword. But that's a side point. Anyway, quite usable weapons. You just have to, be sufficiently strong. I'm obviously not the biggest or the strongest person around, okay? I'm like 5'10", 205 pounds at the moment. Strength levels are slightly above average, but nothing crazy. It's not like I go to the gym and deadlift, 700, 800 pounds or anything. Like my best deadlift is like fucking 405, okay? Pressing, I got to 195. So I'm not crazy strong or anything. So you don't need to be like, the fucking Hulk to use something like this. And it always annoys me because I've seen a video of it earlier. Or no, it was some dude, some German guy who fights HEMA in armor. And he was making the point that maces aren't good against armor. Well, it's not that maces aren't good against armor. It's that little fucking 1.5 pound maces, like that bullshit that Todd Cutler sells. The little fucking brass head on a piece of wood, and it's like $200. That's bullshit. If you're gonna use that, you need something like this. Or like a two-handed mace that's got like something about like this with a nice big head at the end. Then you smash people with it. Well, that's another thing you can do with this. You can bounce this off the floor. I don't recommend it if you're inside. But if you hit the ground, you can kind of bounce it. And you can put the momentum. So if you would miss, and then it comes back up. I'm obviously not going to do that intentionally. But when I smacked the ground, it kind of made me think, oh yeah, this kind of bounces. So yeah, the fighting style with this, to me, is pretty similar to an axe. The only difference is the axe, you have to be on edge alignment. You got to make sure that's good. But the handle is typically oblong, and the weight of the head pulls through anyway. So it's very hard to miss with the edge of an axe compared to a sword. In my experience, it's very difficult to miss edge alignment on an axe. And even if your axe is dull, it's basically a hammer then. Especially that big one, 6.5 pounds. That's just the head. And yeah, I can swing that around damn near as quick as I can this. So this is very agile for its weight of 8 pounds. It might be a little less. I have taken a couple of chunks out of it. Not too many, but you can see that head's been put through it a little bit. But anyway, yeah, just a little Kanabo demonstration at speed, and then a bit not at speed. Yeah, I have asked about using these in fighting, but they're like, nah, it's too big. And I'm like, well, if it's impractical, as y'all would say, that's another thing too. If you go into these HEMA circles or these armored fighting circles and you're like, yo, I would like to use this or a really big axe, they're like, nah, it's too heavy. It's going to do too much damage. But those are the same people who will tell you that, they're too slow to actually be used practically. Bunch of bullshit. HEMA's fucking stupid. Peace.